Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the police officer that killed Rayshard Brooks. Down there in Atlanta, many of you might remember the incident at Burger King, and he was under the influence and ended up dying out in that parking lot. So this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and this is May 4th, 2021. Fired police officer who shot Rayshard Brooks reinstated. See, y'all, the legal system ain't crap in America. And look, this happened in a state that have a Black mayor. Keisha Lance Bottoms. And look at what happened. So it doesn't matter if it's a Black police chief, if it's a Black mayor, it doesn't matter. White supremacy will always prevail no matter what. So former Atlanta Police Department officer Garrett, Rolfe, charged with the murder in the fatal shooting of Rayshard Brooks, has been reinstated by the city's Civil Service Board. Due to the city's failure to comply with several provisions of the code and the information received during witness testimony, the board concludes the appellant was not afforded his right to due process. The board concluded. Therefore, the board grants the appeal of Garrett Rolfe and revokes his dismissal as an employee of APD. The ruling does not mean Rolfe will be back on the streets. In fact, he won't actually be allowed to return to work, as his bond prevents him from possessing a firearm or being around other officers, said attorney Lance LaRusso, who represented the 28-year-old officer in front of the Civil Service Board. In a statement, APD confirmed Rolfe will be placed on administrative leave. In other words, vacation. That's all administrative leave is. It's vacation. So the Civil Service Board has reversed determination of Officer Garrett Rolfe only on the basis that they were not done in accordance with the Atlantic City Code, read the statement. It is important to note that the CSB did not make a determination as to whether Officer Rolfe violated Atlanta Police Department policies. In light of the CSB ruling, APD will conduct an assessment to determine if additional investigative actions are needed. Rolfe was fired last June, one day after he shot Brooks at, I said Burger King. It was Wendy's, y'all. Parking lot. A scuffle followed by Brooks struck the other officer at the scene, Devin Branson, hard enough to cause a concussion, grabbing his taser and aimed it at Rolfe, who fired. So he fired his gun, and that led to the death of Brooks. Widespread unrest in the city. The Wendy's was torched later and razed. Activists opposed to Rolfe reinstatement have planned a protest for 5 p.m. outside of their city hall. So they're going down there where Keisha is. All right, y'all. So we know Wendy's wasn't it a white woman that torched that Wendy's? I believe so. I remember the video. Of her torching it. LaRusso said Rolfe is concerned to return to the force will lead to more division. He loves the city, LaRusso said. Rolfe said his attorney has received several death threats and has essentially been in hiding since last summer. I don't know if I believe that, y'all. I don't know. Though he got his job back, he wonders if he'll ever truly get to be a cop again, LaRusso said. Obviously, it would be dangerous for him to be on the street, he said. He can't even work in a traditional job, in a store, or something like that, out of concern for his safety. In a statement, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms defended her decision to immediately fire Rolfe. Given the volatile state of our city and nation, last summer, the decision to terminate this officer after he fatally shot Mr. Brooks in the back was the right thing to do, she said. Had immediate action not been taken, I firmly believe that the public safety crisis we experienced during that time would have been significantly worse. Governor Brian Kemp expressed support for Civil Service Board ruling, saying the police and everybody deserve due process. Really? It don't seem that way when it comes down to Black people. It seems like when the cop comes on the scene, he is judge, jury, and executioner right at that moment. No due process. Rolfe was charged with felony murder within weeks of Brooks' death by former Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard. Bronsnan, who wasn't fired, faces lesser charges, including aggravated assault. That's the other officer that was on the scene. That case remains in limbo. However, as Howard's successor, Fannie Willis, who sought to recuse her office, this is the Georgia Attorney General, Chris Carr, denied Willis recusal, and a judge has yet to decide what happens next. At Rolfe's hearing 2 weeks, LaRusso argued his client was dismissed without proper investigation by the city. It was revealed that then Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields did not sign Rolfe's dismissal form. She stepped down as chief that same day, eventually resigning. Assistant Chief Todd Coate signed the dismissal form in Shields' place. Okay. And what they're saying is Bottoms unequivocally telling reporters the circumstances of Brooks' death required immediate action. It is clear that we do not have another day, another minute, another hour to waste, she said at the time. That left Rolfe with no time to offer a defense, LaRusso argued. Atlanta Police Department Sergeant William Dean, an internal affairs investigator, testified that Rolfe's hearing was scheduled to accommodate at 5 p.m. press conference by the mayor announcing Rolfe's termination. Rolfe testified he didn't find out about his employee response hearing until 3:45 p.m. He was more than an hour outside the city. Okay, I guess he lives outside of the city, but works as a cop in the city. Many of them do. At the time, and he feared for his safety as video of Brooks had been widely circulated. The city's hasty response was necessary. said its attorney, Allegra Lawrence Hardy, city policy allows for dismissal when an officer's presence impairs the effectiveness of others, she said. Keeping Rolfe active would have been extremely disruptive, Lawrence Hardy said. In February, the Civil Service Board reinstated Officer Mark Gardner and Ivory Streeter, who were fired last June after the video surfaced showing them deploying tasers at two college students during last summer's protest downtown Atlanta. The veteran officers faced a variety of criminal charges, including aggravated assault and simple battery. All right, so that is the update on this. So he got his job back, but he's on paid vacation, which we know as administrative leave. So this just go to show you can kill a black man, shoot him in the back, and still be eligible to get your job back in America. This place really, truly sucks. It does. And it just further shows how there is no justice for us, and they're going to see to it that it's that way. And, I hear a lot of our people talking about how the Asians have become a protective class in a short period of time, but they won't offer that to the Black community. And let me just tell you this, and this is how I really truly feel, that will never, ever, ever happen. Now, I know people are sitting here talking about we need to do this and need to do that and take the Asian, what you did for the Asian, do it. They don't want to do this for us. This place has taken pleasure in killing us and terrorizing us for 500 years. You think they're going to let go of that now? They're not. They're enjoying it way too much. And they're going to fight like hell to keep that in place, whether we object to it or not. We know we don't like that mess. They know we don't like it, but they're going to keep it in place for their own enjoyment and pleasure, to terrorize us, to kill us, and then sit in the cut laughing about it. They've been doing that for centuries, and they're not going to stop doing it. Unfortunately, those politicians, they have zero motivation to do anything for us, even after being voted in office and being in office due to the Black vote. They don't want to do that for us, y'all. They don't. And I think after a while, look, you got an option to take action against it, or just keep going out there and voting and blatantly ignoring it. We are the only ones that can correct what these politicians are doing by getting rid of them. When you see they are not motivated to do anything for the Black community, the next election cycle, you just need to get rid of them, period. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.